Hey everybody, it's Nolan here. Just on my way down to the old airport right now to do some flying. It's Halloween, so happy Halloween everybody. And let me tell you guys, it is a nice day. I mean, for fall, it's warm. It's probably about 50 degrees right now. Sunny, not quite clear, but close enough. Just a beautiful day. So we're going to go on down to the airport, try to fire up old 123 down there and see just what we can do. I figured I was going to go up north of the airport here in Yakima and do some maneuvers. That's my plan. So I'm going to try to catch some of this on... I almost swore right there. I was trying to catch some of this on video here, film some of it, see if it turns out halfway okay, and then... send it on up and let you guys take a look at it. I mean, you know, why not? Can't hurt. A little flying on Halloween, and then after that, at some point, I'm going to go out and have a good time. I'm thinking we all need to have a good time today. We probably deserve it. 2020's been kind of a weird year. It's got everybody kind of on edge. So let's knock that edge right off and maybe do a little partying, but do it safely. Do not drink and drive. I don't advise it. Do what you want. But I'm saying it's not a good idea. It's my opinion. Anyway, I'll catch you here in a sec. All right, guys. So we're here at Yakima Air Terminal, actually McCormick Air Center right here. And here is the bird that I'm going to try to fly. What do you think? Think we make it fly? I'm thinking we make it fly. We're going to give it a whirl. But let me tell you, before we make it fly, one of the most important things you've got to do with any airplane before you fly it. Some of you know and some of you don't. Gotta do a thorough pre-flight inspection. That means you check the whole airplane, top to bottom, side to side, and everywhere. Just make sure everything's squared away. Because if this thing isn't squared away, when we get up in the air and there's a problem, that ain't good. So we're gonna do a little check here, make sure we're safe to go. And then we're gonna get in the air. So I'm gonna do that check. I'm not gonna bore you with it. It's kind of tedious, kind of. So I'm gonna run through that as fast as I can real quick, and I'll get back with you and we'll go flying. Sounds good? All right, let's do it. All right. I can hear myself. Can you guys hear me? I don't know. We'll find out.
Skyline 2662 Zulu, Yakima Airport, taxi.
All right, so brakes are held. All righty, let's see here.
Yakima ground, good afternoon. Runway 27 at Charlie.
Transponder result, flaps retract to 0. ATIS, we want to get that so we know what our wind is, altimeter settings, and kind of what's going on.
Contact if you have information. Foxtrot.
Foxtrot. All right.
Skyline 62 Zulu, roger. I'll have a squawk for you in a moment.
215. Thank you, sir.
Wind com.
Hey, Yakima, ground Empire 7825. We're on top at this time. Your taxi with on top clearance. information, Foxtrot requesting 9er Alpha 4, traffic permitting.
Runway 2.
Empire 7825, Yakima ground, good afternoon. Runway 9er Alpha 4, taxi via Alpha, wind calm.
Is active, flight level 180 and below. Advise initial contact if you have information, Foxtrot.
So that one more time. I missed a bunch from the ground guys
Good
talking.
afternoon, Yakima information, Foxtrot 2153 Zulu, wind calm, visibility 10, sky conditions clear.
Oh, yeah.
Temperature 14, dew point -4, altimeter 3037.
3037 is the altimeter setting for today.
In use. Notice airman, restricted area 6714 Alpha is active, flight level 180 and below. Advise initial contact if you have information, Foxtrot.
Foxtrot. All right, we have Foxtrot. All right, taxi clearance. Here we go. Let's pull this thing up here and.
Skylane 62 Zulu Squawk 4611.
4611 to 662 Zulu.
Also make sure our frequencies are set here. So 121.9er is our ground frequency. So we're gonna go ahead and get a hold of ground and see what they say. Yakima ground, Skyhawk 12123 at McCormick Air Center with Foxtrot, ready to taxi, north departure.
Empire 7825, Yakima Tower, runway 9er Alpha 4. Wind 150 at 4, cleared for takeoff. Skyhawk 12123, Yakima ground, runway 27, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 22 on Alpha.
Taxi runway 27 via Alpha, cross 22 on Alpha, 123. And here we go, we got clearance to taxi, so we're gonna go ahead and roll on out here and get lined up on 27 when they say we can. We gotta get there first. So let's go ahead and meander on over there. And oh man, I smell that jet fuel from that Empire 77 back there. Oh man, that smells good. Pilots are weird. I'm not even technically a pilot. Student pilot, yes. Oh, it's a beautiful day. Love it. Okay, so let's see. What do we got to set up here? I'm just kind of going through the motions. You got to kind of hang with me here. I'm newer, and so sometimes I get a little focused, and if I do, just hang with me. Not a bad thing to be focused, but it's hard sometimes to focus on all of this and talk. Surprisingly though, sometimes I actually talk to myself a lot. I don't even know it, it's kind of a subconscious thing. I'll just sit here, do whatever I'm doing, I'm just talking to myself through stuff, and it kinda helps, to be honest. Give myself my little boost for the day. You can do this, you got this, yeah. Believe it or not, we're all capable of doing
Empire
that.
7825, contact
Just
departure today.
Sometimes we don't really think we are, but we are.
Skylane 2662 Zulu Yakima Tower, runway 27 at Charlie, departure is approved as requested. Wind 130 at 6, cleared for takeoff.
All right, there's a few people out here flying today. Nothing too bad, nothing too crazy. Funny is the main runway here at Yakima Air Terminal is runway 27, which is about a 7,000 foot, a little over 7,000 foot runway. And where this plane is parked all the time is at McCormick Air Center, like 2/3 of the way, 3/4 of the way probably up the runway. So we have to taxi almost a mile, you know, to get to the runway. Okay. Yakima ground, Skyhawk 123, just confirming I'm cleared to cross 22.
Skyhawk 123, cross runway 22 on Alpha.
Cross 22 on Alpha, 123. Just making sure we're good to cross this runway, because you never know, some people have been known to do some funny things out here, and the last thing we want to do is have a little bit of a fender bender with airplanes. I guess we could call it a wing bender. Ha! Alright. Alright, we're clear of runway 22 going on, just shy around the corner here. We gotta get to 27, but gotta do a run up first though. Just to make sure this engine's gonna run right and not missing or doing something crazy weird. Because we don't want any issues once we're in the air. That's the last thing we want to fly in, so we'll go ahead and make sure this engine runs correctly before we go anywhere. Oh, we got some people over here spectating. Try not to blow on them too much. That'd be a good surprise. Now we'll just go ahead and turn right in here. All right, do the run up real quick. Flight controls, check free. They are free. Fuel selectors both. Mixture is rich. Throttle 1700. Hey Guidos, we're going to check the left one first. We're looking for about 125 RPM drop. Got a pretty positive drop there. Back to both and then to right. Another positive drop. Back to both. Go ahead and check the carburetor heat. Got a little drop there, that's good. Gonna check the alternator, just make sure it's good, so we'll shut that off. We should have a negative, there we go. That's good. Oil pressure's in the green. Suction is live. Instruments, I believe, are set and checked. I'll just set the heading indicator real quick. We're heading at about 200, so, or 20. Go right there. Altimeter's set from before, so that's good. We're going to idle in 1000 for the RPM.
Skylane 62 Zulu, contact Chinook approach 123.8.
Idle, really low, and back 2000. And common nav frequencies are set. We're going to go ahead and switch to tower now, because we're going to need to talk to them here in a second as soon as we pull up here. Doors and windows are secure. My window can stay open. It's rated for the flying speeds of this plane, so we're going to leave it open. Flaps are up, we don't need those. Trim is set, I believe, still set, yep. The indicator's not quite right down here. Landing light is on now. Transponder is going to be set to VFR, which should just be Alt function. There we go. Departure brief, which we don't have. I mean, I'll tell you right now, just so we know. So if I'm taking off down the runway, before rotation, before we take off the ground, engine have failure or something weird going on, we're just gonna pull the power back and just stop straight ahead on the runway. If we have an issue with the engine once we're in the air, like, you know, just got off the ground, we're taking off and climbing, if we have any engine issues then, if there's enough runway left, we're just gonna land right back down on the runway and stop. And if we have any issues, engine issues, failure, abnormality, anything like that, and we're in the air and we don't have enough runway left, we're gonna go ahead and land within 30 degrees of runway heading, which basically is anywhere I can see through the windshield when I'm headed with the runway, anything out in front of me. So I'm not doing a lot of turning and stuff trying to find somewhere to land. And if we have an engine failure or abnormality when we're up in the air, maybe in the pattern or something, we might actually be able to glide back to the runway, which is perfect. So that's that. And now we're going to go ahead and pull up and get some taxi clearance from the tower. Let's go ahead and get up here. And let them know we're here, and then they will let us know when we can go. Yakima Tower, Skyhawk 12123, holding short runway 27, ready for takeoff, north departure.
Skyhawk 12123, Yakima Tower, runway 27, wind 090 at 5, cleared for takeoff. And you said north departure?
That's correct, north departure. Just going to do some practicing up there. And we're cleared for takeoff, runway 27, 123.
Skyhawk 123, roger.
Alright, so we're cleared to take off. Tower said good to go. So we're going to go ahead and get out here and see if this thing will fly. I'm thinking it's going to fly. We did a pretty good pre-flight. I know you guys didn't see that, but we did. Or I did. And everything checked out. So let's see if this thing will fly, shall we? All right, everything's good. Let's get centered up here and full power right here. Yeah. Airspeed's live, oil pressure's good, and there we go. Should be rotating right there. We're in the air. Better close my window here because it's kind of loud out there. And we are in the air, climbing. Oh man, I'm pretty good actually. There's one thing these airplanes absolutely love, excuse me, is cold air. They just climb like rockets. And we're pretty much at optimum angle or rate of climb right now, and we're getting about 1,000 feet per minute. On a hot day, we get like 500, maybe 700. It depends on the day. But the air is so much more dense. It's great. These things just perform so much better. So we're gonna head out actually towards where I live, and we're gonna go attempt to do some maneuvers, you know, some turns around a point, some S-turns. There's not a lot of wind today, so it kind of defeats the purpose a little bit, but I'm still gonna just go out there and get some time in and mess around. So we'll go ahead and zoom that way. Clear of the airport for the most part. So this is the first time I've used audio hooked up to the GoPro, and I'm not sure if it's actually working or not, so I may be just jibber-jabbering around over here, and there could be absolutely nothing going on for you guys as far as audio. And if that's the case, I'm sorry. Can't even hear me if that's the case, to be honest. But kind of messing around with it to see what I can do. And if you guys can hear me, I know I did a pre-flight earlier. I told you guys I'd do it and just kind of skipped over it as far as letting you guys see what's going on. But if you guys want to see a pre-flight, I can kind of walk you guys through. It takes a little bit of time, especially, you know, trying to check everything with a camera in one hand. But kind of walk you through what we check on these small planes. And we actually have a checklist right here, the one I was just using for the run-up and everything. We have to use that because it's not only safe, but us as humans, we kind of tend to forget things sometimes, and the last thing we want to do is forget something that's critical to our safety up here. So we go through the same list every single time, and each one's different for each airplane. But for this airplane, same thing every time, and basically ensures we have a safe flight. It's a good thing. A lot of people are probably curious about what it entails. There's a lot on these airplanes that you got to check, but it's all for safety, so it's worth every bit of time that it takes. So I'm going to go ahead and pause you guys for a minute, and then I'll get back with you as soon as we get out here into the practice area. Well, where I'm going to practice. So I'll be right back with you in just a little bit, all right? All right. Okay. So if you guys can hear me, we're back. We're kind of coming in on where I want to do some maneuvers at. We got to get down here, though, pretty low. We got to enter on the downwind. Wind is kind of coming from the east, so we're going to work around. I'm going to try to do a turn around a point, and I believe it's about 600 to 1,000 feet off the ground is what we want to be, above ground level. And there's a nice point right over here, the circle field. You can't see it probably right now, but you'll see it in a minute. There's also one right ahead of us. We can jump out, and basically we're just going to try to maintain a nice circle, same altitude, relatively the same distance from a center point. So it's going to be an even circle. That's the goal. So we're going to go ahead and turn on. We're almost here. We're going to turn back to the west here in a little bit and do some turns around a point. Just see what we can do. I think we can get it done. No reason why we can't, right? We're in an airplane. We're going to go ahead and try it. Let's go ahead and turn over here to the west here. We have to get down a little lower. Everything looks good, no issues.
2662 Zulu's on the mist.
Skyline 62 Zulu, contact Chinook departure 123.8.
23.8, 2662 Zulu.
Go ahead and zoom over here. So if you guys can see that field, the circle field's up here, we're going to choose one of the two. They're right next to each other. Probably going to go with the one towards the left. Kind of out there, 45 degrees off our nose here. I'm going to try to enter on this side. We're just going to try to circle around it. And then maybe we'll flip around and try another way. Because it's different. From this side of the plane, it's different, and then you get towards the
Skyline 2,
upside of the turn, and it changes things. The perspective's a little weird.
VOR, and we're going to take one lap in the hold.
Skyline 62 Zulu, you're still up tower. Chinook on 123.8.
Sorry.
Center point is over there. There's kind of a little triangle of brown right there. So that's going to be the center. There's an actual irrigation pivot right there. So we're going to try to just kind of follow the path of that pivot and see what happens. So let's give this a whirl. So we're coming in here downwind, about 2100 RPM. Car beat is on just for good goings. I'm going to turn the landing light on just for maneuvering visibility in case there's other planes out here messing around. So we're going to go ahead and do some turning right here and see what happens. Okay, so we're going to enter right here, and the center point's going to be off to our wing, and we're going to start turning. So it's almost off our left wing right now. And there it is. So let's see if we can't keep a steady altitude and radius around this center point. It's kind of a challenging one, but we're going to try here. Because I know these circles, that's the nice thing about these pivots for irrigation, is that they make a very nice circle to follow, but then the center point is center of the circle, so it's really kind of cool. We're just going to give this a whirl here. Looks like it's working out pretty good. Yep. Nice and steady turn around a point. Altitude's been within, we're going up a little bit now. All right. Looking pretty good, actually. Not a lot of wind, though. It's a lot more of a challenge when you have some solid wind going. Because then you have to adjust bank angles to keep up with the wind. And downwind, you're hauling ass, and then you're turning around, and you go upwind, then you're slowed down, so your ground speed's lower, so your bank's got to be decreased a little bit. It's kind of an interesting. These turns around a point or something else. We're going to go ahead and finish this next turn here. See if we can spin around down to the east. So we're entering on the downwind again, but we're going to come around the other side of the circle and see what happens. So we're going to go ahead and zoom down here, hanging about 2,500 feet. So it's about 1,000 feet above the ground right now. Out here the terrain's a little bit more uneven than where we usually practice. So that's okay though. I think it's about 1,400 feet is the ground level out here where the circle is. Now we actually need to be 600 to, I think it's 600 to 1,000 feet. I think I said that earlier, but I need to check on that. But I mean, as we go out here, the ground kind of goes up, and yeah. Or should I say, we go down. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and loop around right here, do a nice turn, and we're going to come in on the other side of that circle and try them from that side, because it's a different perspective when you're on one side of the plane versus the other, as far as the high side of the bank. So we're going to go ahead and zoom on in there. See what we can find here. Okay, so there's our circle. We're going to enter right straight on this side, and we're just going to wrap around the other way and see what happens. Back down to our elevation that we want to be at. Got an airport down here. Oh, they removed the airplane. They had an airplane down here at this little grass strip that they used as a weather vane. It was on a pivot and it would just sit there and spin in the wind. It's like they removed it. Kind of sad. It was kind of cool to see. That's all right. So we're about to enter this turn here. Down at the altitude we want to be at now. And the pivot is right here, moving to our right wing. And here we go. Let's give this thing a whirl. Try to hold that altitude and let's make it around the pattern here, or the circle. At about 2100 RPM, maybe 22 right there. Kind of make this nice circle. We're kind of drifting in a little bit. I think my bank's too steep. The reason I'm out here though is just trying to work on these and perfect them a little bit. That's the plan. Alright. Well, that turnaround point wasn't the most perfect one, but it was alright. Get some coordination in here too. That's something I gotta work on. I gotta work on a lot of things. Like that's just a human thing. Problem is, we're never gonna get anything done if we don't actually work on them. Say we're going to work on them and we never do, and then next thing you know we're still at ground zero a month away. It's weird. I cannot get over how nice of a day it is though. For a fall day, it's been kind of cold the last week or two, but now it's so nice. I love it. I like fall, but I also like nice weather and flying. It's a good time. Alright. So, time's looking good, not too bad, right? I think I looked at that right, 3:30, it's not terrible. We departed the airport at about 3, I believe. So we're going to go ahead and try to do an S-turn up here somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where. We got to find a straight line that kind of uses our reference, and it needs to be nice if it was the north and south line, but I don't think we have any long enough lines north and south. Maybe. We'll figure it out here in a minute. I think I'm going to try there's a place out here, or road out here I should say, that we're going to go back to. We're going to start this turn here. Nice.
Yakima Tower, 2662 Zulus on the mist.
Skylane 62 Zulu, contact Chinook departure 123.8.
23.8, 2662 Zulu.
Go ahead and just kind of zoom in here, and we got to try to be wings level when we're over the road, which is probably not going to work on this one because we're pretty steep, but we're going to try it. We're going to make this work. We'll see what happens here. S-turns are kind of tricky, and especially in the wind because you got to adjust your bank angle so much. And that was actually pretty good, wings level over the road, and then we immediately start turning on the other side, following this pattern, kind of just an S-curve over a road, like an interesting.
Centurion 44 X-ray, hold short runway 27, when able, squawk 4716.
Okay, making a nice turn here. Sliding right through here. Oh yeah, might make this actually work pretty good. Altitude's been pretty consistent. And we're wings level just a tad before the road, but that's okay.
Cub 815, left 180 if you need for taxiway Charlie. Taxi to the air park and monitor ground point 90 when off the runway.
That's 12123 tower.
Says 12123, go ahead.
Make a left 360, sir.
Left 360 for 123.
Showing 2662 Zulu, circling approach is approved. I'm holding aircraft north of the airport for you. Runway 27, wind 140 at 4, clear to land.
Clear to land, circling approach approved, 2662 Zulu.
They just asked us to do a 360 here to just kind of give this other guy, he's doing a VOR circle to land approach, so we got to give him some room to land, and so we're going to just kind of do some circles out here. Nice little golf course down here, River Ridge. It's pretty cool. All right. Just taking up the whole gap right here. Any north or southbound traffic's going to see me down here and they're going to be like, what's this guy's deal? Just circling around. Like, yep. Nobody knows. He's just here. Hanging out. Nonetheless, got to watch for traffic. And I'm kind of doing a climbing circle. We're just going to spiral up and there's a cloud up there. We're just going to land on that. Might as well. Soft. Just poof. Done. Hang out on the cloud. Cloud 9. I don't know. And right now we're just circling over the
That's
city.
12123, thanks for the help. Continue inbound for the right base, runway 27.
You bet. We'll continue inbound for right base on 27. 123. Okay, so now he wants us to continue inbound for that right base for runway 27. So we're just going to go stop circling like we got our heads cut off, and we're going to go in there and see what else we can do about landing. I missed his first radio call, I think, for that 360 request, so that was bad on my part. We're just going to go ahead and add carb heat because we're below the green arc on the RPMs, just in case there's some moisture out there that wants to ice us up. Carb ice is no good, let me tell you what. And we're going to shoot out here over the city here, kind of over downtown Yakima. And then we'll head pretty much due south, and that'll put us on a really nice base for runway 27. We also have to be down at traffic pattern altitude, or TPA, before we get to Yakima, so trying to kind of drift downwards as we go here. And a good reporting point here over the city is the Yakima Sun Dome. It's kind of a big event location here in the city. And for air traffic, they use it a lot. Report over the Sun Dome or turn over the Sun Dome or something like that. So we're going to use that as our marker to turn for base. And we can call the tower at that point too, unless he beats us to it, because he's really good. He's on his stuff there. Get down to TPA, we're at 3037 is the altimeter setting, we're current there. We have Golf. Go ahead and slow her down just a little bit more. We're at the TPA now, pretty much. We'll just go ahead and kind of keep that. 2,000 RPM should hold us a nice speed here. So, okay.
Train 2662 Zulu, going back down to Soldier Park.
Affirmative for 62 Zulu.
Train 2662 Zulu, turn right on Alpha, cross runway 22, hold short runway 27 at Charlie.
Right on Alpha, cross 22, short of 27 at Charlie, 62 Zulu.
Yakima Tower, Skyhawk 12123 over the Sun Dome with Golf.
That's a 12123, runway 27, wind variable at 4, clear to land.
Cleared to land, runway 27, 123. Alright, we cleared to land, so we're going to go ahead and jump right down in here and land. The runway's just off to my right. And we're kind of on a base right now, an extended, really extended base. So we're just going to go ahead and turn this thing due south. And south should actually, my heading indicator is not set, it kind of drifted off. I'm going to go ahead and slow this thing down because we're too fast. And we're headed south right now, so that's a perfect angle to the runway. Kind of trim it as we go, and once we find the white arc, add some flaps in here. Sure, there's no traffic sneaking in here that nobody knew about. There's the white arc right there. We're going to add 10 degrees of flaps. And we're going to make that 20 right now. And there we go, slowing down nicely. Descending nicely, there's no traffic.
Yakima Tower, this is Skyhawk 20618 over Wapato with information Foxtrot inbound for the option.
We got another flight school plane coming in after us here, so I'm going to go ahead and get ready to turn final, which should be right about now, just real easy. Add some power.
Skyhawk 20618, Yakima Tower, continue inbound for left base, runway 27, report the gap.
This is
Left base for
a little
runway
bit too
27,
soon
report at the
for
gap.
turn into final, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and adjust you guys real quick so you can see what's going on, maybe. There we go. That might help. Okay, so we're coming in hot. Not really. Actually, it's a really good approach. Look at that. The Vasky's right. Everything's good. Probably just going to use the same flaps we're using right now. I like it. Nice straight-in approach. Well, not a straight-in, but nice final here. Cleared to land and everything's good. This is a beautiful day. Amazing weather. There we go. Alright. My favorite part about flying, I think, is when you get up there, you're flying, then you're coming down, it's just quiet, nice, peaceful. So nice. Okay, we'll pull power back to idle. Just gonna kind of drift on in here, nice and easy. Likes to float a bit today. There we go.
Train 2662 Zulu, cross runway 27 at Charlie, continue the airpark today.
We're on the ground.
Cross 27 at Charlie to the airpark, 62 Zulu. Thanks.
Alright, little aerodynamic braking. You pull the yoke all the way back, and that helps keep the nose from just nose into the ground. It won't hit the ground, but it helps. Shimmy from the weight just gets out of control sometimes.
That's a 12123, turn left on Alpha, taxi to parking. Have a great day. Thanks for the help earlier.
Left on Alpha to parking, and you have a great day as well. Appreciate your help. Hey, Yakima Tower 123. You guys wearing costumes up there?
We're always clowns.
All right. Good.
Negative, not today. We have in the past.
Oh, roger.
All right, guys. So we went flying. Went fairly well overall, I think. I mean, what else can I say? We went flying. It's Halloween. It's a really nice day up here, and I'm headed back out now. Done for the day. I think I'm gonna go try to put on a costume. What do you think about that? Can you guess? Well, you're not gonna have to guess. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna try to be Thor. Maybe I already told you that. God, I don't know. Well, maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Either way, I'm gonna be Thor. Problem is, the costume I have, it's got zippers and things on it, and it's in the back, so I can't really put the dang thing on myself. Maybe I can get some of it on, but I'm gonna have a hell of a time with the zippers. So wish me luck on that. And hey, if anybody's out there watching this, I appreciate it, and you all had better have the best Halloween ever. It's been 2020, crazy year, whatever, but maybe we can all change that, at least for one night, and have a good time. But be safe. Again, don't drink and drive. It's not a good plan, in my opinion. But with that said, thanks for joining me on this little adventure, and I hope to have you guys with me next time I go. With that, have a great one.
Go ahead and open this window. I don't know if you guys can hear what the tower's saying or whatever, but I just asked them if they were wearing costumes. Apparently they're always clowns. But aren't we all? I mean, who in their right mind wants to leave the ground and go fly around and come back? I mean, what kind of nonsense is that? I don't know what kind of nonsense it is, but I love it. Absolutely love it. It's just a good day. Right, so we're in here. I'm gonna go ahead and just park where we pick this thing up at. Looks like it's open. That's what we're gonna do. Nice spot. It's kind of tight though.
And Yakima Tower, Skyhawk 20618 reporting at the gap.
Skyhawk 20618, runway 27, wind 140 at 4, clear for the option.
Clear for the option, runway 27618.
Okay. 618 is just behind us, and that is one of the other planes that McCormick Flight Center owns. They're all good planes, pretty well taken care of. This is my favorite. It's got a stall kit on it. It does not like to stall, let me tell you. We try to practice stalls in the practice areas. I mean, in cold weather especially, this thing is just, it refuses to stall. It just hangs on. It'll descend, but it won't actually stall. It's very hard to make it stall. But that's not a bad thing for an airplane, because that's not really what you want to do. Unless you're doing it on purpose, you don't want to stall a bunch. Our wing's a little tight over there. It was tight this morning, too. So, okay, we're going to do shutdown checklist real quick. Up landing light comes off. Mixture pull. Go ahead and open this window. I don't know if you guys can hear what the tower's saying or whatever, but I just asked them if they were wearing costumes. Apparently they're always clowns. But aren't we all? I mean, who in their right mind wants to leave the ground and go fly around and come back? I mean, what kind of nonsense is that? I don't know what kind of nonsense it is, but I love it. Absolutely love it. It's just a good day. Right, so we're in here. I'm gonna go ahead and just park where we pick this thing up at. Looks like it's open. That's what we're gonna do. Nice spot. It's kind of tight though.
And Yakima Tower, Skyhawk 20618, reporting at the gap.
Skyhawk 20618, runway 27, wind 140 at 4, clear for the option.
Clear for the option, runway 27618.
Okay. 618 is just behind us, and that is one of the other planes that McCormick Flight Center owns. They're all good planes, pretty well taken care of. This is my favorite. It's got a stall kit on it. It does not like to stall, let me tell you. We try to practice stalls in the practice areas. I mean, in cold weather especially, this thing is just like, it refuses to stall. It just hangs on. It'll descend, but it won't actually stall. It's very hard to make it stall. But that's not a bad thing for an airplane, because that's not really what you want to do. Unless you're doing it on purpose, you don't want to stall a bunch. Our wing's a little tight over there. It was tight this morning, too. So, okay, we're going to do shutdown checklist real quick. Up landing light comes off. Mixture pull.